all the books I kept, and I took him to the doctor, who looked at Noah for, I don't know, 10 seconds, and said, well, you certainly have a busy young fellow here. He has Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. And he gave me a prescription. Now at this point, I'm not going to tell you whether I took the prescription. Because if I say, oh yeah, I took the drugs, you're going to say, you suburban perfectionist monster. You drugged your child. You were given perfect but irregular peg, and you doped him into line with society's holes. And if I say, oh no, I didn't give my child drugs, you're going to say, you Birkenstock-wearing hippie bitch. You denied your kid drugs he clearly needed because you couldn't get your head around having that kind of kid. You know, if he was a diabetic, you'd give him the insulin, wouldn't you? But instead, no, I bet you took away his red food dye, sugar, vaccinations, fluoridations, TV, and drugged him nature's way with warm milk laced with valerian and hot turkey sandwiches. Either way, I lose. So I'm not going to tell you whether we did the drugs. I'm just going to say that was the first diagnosis. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ADHD. And then I took him to an occupational therapist. And don't get me started on what it took to get him into an occupational therapist. And they ran him through all kinds of tests. And they said he has DSI, disorder of sensory integration. It means his senses are out of whack. Ears too much, nose not enough. Eyes too much, sense of balance not enough. Sort of sensory integration. And I told the doctor what the OT had said, and the doctor said, oh no, he can't have that. Because that only comes with autism, and that's not my diagnosis. And the occupational therapist said, oh, that's not true. And I went, oh my God. And then there was the GAD, Generalized Anxiety Disorder. There's another pill for that. Can I offer you some oppositional disorder? How about a cup of freshly ground obsessive compulsive disorder? And the abbreviations just kept coming. Each scarier than the last. Each with something much scarier coming round the bend. And I finally said, stop. I want to be referred to a pediatrician because that's what the book said to do. Asked to be referred to a pediatrician. And that's why I liked the books, because they gave me things to do, to get my ducks in the row, made me feel like my old self for seconds at a time. So we went to the pediatrician, who looked at him for, I don't know, no time at all, and said he's autistic. The shock. The horror. The social worker had said the same thing 6 months earlier. I told her to go fuck herself. Very politely, I thought.
It ain't no thang, no, no. It ain't no thang, no, no. Nothing but a spirited child. A high energy and spirited child. Is he strong-willed? You bet he is. Childhood is his prerogative. Though Pikachu and Charizard are no fools, his Pokemon Go and catch game rules are all his. Whoa, whoa, all his. Whoa, whoa, but it ain't no thang, no, no. It ain't no thang, no, no. Nothing but a spirited child. A high energy and spirited child. Is he hyper-focused? You could say that. Security is a helpless pirate hat. A daily bounty on the family cat. This swashbuckling treasure hunting hero is all that. Whoa, is all that. But it ain't no thang, no, no. thang, no, nothing but a spirited child. High energy, spirited child is wild and alert to Olympian strength. His sport is sofa, a trampoline, or high jump over the playhouse canteen. The start line, gunfires, and the living room games begin. Whoa, they begin. Whoa, but it ain't no thang, no, it ain't no thang, no, ain't no thang, no, no, no,
No. No way. He could not be autistic. Because I couldn't fix that. I couldn't read books and try therapies and alter conditions and make it so that he outgrew it and went on